Hello. Say hi, pumpkins. Say hi, pumpkins. So today is another Vlogmas day and we gotta clean, don't we? We gotta do some cleaning, huh, Squishy? So I gotta do some cleaning. I'm gonna wear him because I need to vacuum. I'm gonna try and mop today. I'm not sure if I can get to it, but we're gonna definitely vacuum. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. So let's get started.
My favorite holiday. It means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day.
Benji is down for his nap, so I'm just watching him here on my phone on the monitor. But today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about how I increased my milk supply when it comes to breastfeeding. And before I begin, I just want to start off by saying that a fed baby is a happy baby and it's a healthy baby. So whether you are exclusively breastfeeding or whether you are pumping and feeding your baby with the bottle, whether you are breastfeeding and supplementing formula or just feeding your baby formula, you are doing everything right and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and you should not be shamed for doing either one, whether you just breastfeed or whether you do any of the other things that I said. There's no shame in that. And that was really hard for me to acknowledge and for me to understand, especially in the very beginning when I brought Benji home from the hospital, because in my mind I thought breastfeeding was going to be the easiest thing in the world. I thought it was going to be the most natural, the most beautiful, the most easiest thing to do. Well, I had such a hard time with it, and I'm going to tell you guys what I did and what I'm doing now to keep up my supply. So let me just start off with a little backstory and let me tell you guys a little bit about my experience with breastfeeding. It was so difficult. I will tell you, it is the hardest thing I have ever done. Emotionally, physically, like mentally, like it was just so hard. My milk supply didn't come in for I think 5 days after Benji was born. So I was feeding him colostrum, but my milk supply wasn't coming in. My milk wasn't coming in, and my pediatrician told me that I had to supplement formula in the beginning until my milk came in. And that was really hard for me. I was like, I'm supposed to be feeding my baby for me, how it's naturally done. And it was so hard for me to accept that I need to give him formula, even though there's nothing wrong with that. But that, you know, when you come home from the hospital, like you have all these hormones going on, and I was really upset. I think I cried every single day and every single night because I was just trying to figure out what I can do to increase my milk supply. After it came in, it wasn't that much. I felt like my baby was fussy in the beginning. He was still hungry. He wouldn't sleep. Like it was just all over the place. And I was like, I am going to find out how I am going to, you know, breastfeed my baby. That is my #1 goal. And the main reason for that is because one of the biggest benefits of breastfeeding is that whatever antibodies you have, you give to your baby. And that was really important for me, especially with the pandemic that was going on. When I gave birth, it was still kind of unknown what would happen to infants, and that was my biggest fear. And just on top of that, going through like the winter months over here in the Midwest, it gets so cold and babies get sick easily. And I was just so worried about him getting sick. And I was like, if I can protect my baby in that way, that is, you know, my main goal. Now, not to say that formula fed babies are not healthy and that, you know, they tend to get sick more or anything like that, but there is science behind breastfed babies that they're less likely to get sick. Okay, so now let's just jump into what I did to increase my milk supply, because I'm pretty sure you guys just want to know that. If you clicked on this video, you were like me, that is what I did. I researched a million different things and I just had to find out what I needed to do to increase my milk supply. The #1 thing that I do recommend is to pump after every feeding session. Yes, you will do this multiple times a day. Yes, it is exhausting. Yes, it is very hard, and you feel like you're taking milk away from your baby, but you're not. Okay, so every single time after I was done nursing my baby, Benji nursed for 45 minutes to an hour sometimes, just because he was falling asleep on me all the time, and I had to hurry up and wake him up as a newborn and then try to get him to latch on again. And that's why it was so hard, because after I was done feeding him for an hour, 2 hours later, or maybe like an hour later, I had to do it all over again. So it was extremely time consuming. So my sister told me that I needed to pump after every feeding. So that way it told my body that I needed to increase my milk supply. And that is a really good way to trick your body to thinking that you need to make more milk, because it's all based on supply and demand. So for example, it's 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I fed my baby. It took us 45 minutes. I handed my baby to Ricardo, and then I went ahead and I pumped for at least 10 minutes because nothing would really come out. And then to avoid having to wash the pumping parts over and over and over again throughout the day, because that's also really time consuming, I would put them in a plastic bag and I would put them in the refrigerator, and that way you could use them for up to 24 hours. So if they are in a cold environment, then less bacteria is likely to build up in your pumping parts, so it's safe for you to reuse. So that is why you want to put them in the refrigerator. I would pump until nothing came out. So sometimes a little bit of a letdown would come out. Sometimes it would be a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. And then within, I want to say 2-3 days of doing it, you will start to see a difference. It won't happen immediately. It won't happen the next day. It takes a few days. So I think I did that for about 4 or 5 days, and I saw an increase in my milk supply. So that is the main thing that I did. There are 2 more things that really helped increase my milk supply. The next thing is staying hydrated, and I cannot emphasize that enough. You have to stay hydrated. Even now, he is about to be 4 months, and I drink a bottle of water before I feed him and then after. So what's that, 16 ounces? When I don't drink a bottle of water, I don't drink enough water throughout the day, I notice that he's still hungry afterwards. So you just have to keep up with it. Ricardo bought me like a huge bottle of water that I could refill, and then I have a filtered pitcher where I could just go ahead and fill it out throughout the day, and then I can switch it to my bottle. Another thing about breastfeeding is that you are always so hungry, like always. I'm always snacking, I'm always eating. And another way to maintain your breast milk supply is that you do have to consume enough calories in order for you to produce enough breast milk, because your body is constantly working to make breast milk, and so it needs more calories for that. And I always found myself like exhausted trying to find foods that would help not only keep me full longer, but also help give me the nutrients that I needed to create more breast milk. And so I was always trying to find recipes, I was trying to search all different kinds of things, and I just never felt satisfied. Another thing too is that I was eating the wrong kinds of foods. Like I was eating bad food. So you want to make sure that you are eating the right kind of foods, like quinoa. You want to make sure that you're eating like healthy fats, like salmon. You want to make sure that you are consuming a lot more food that has a lot more calories, but they're not like empty calories, if that makes sense. So like whole foods. And the way that I found out how to eat more properly is by going through the Noom program. And this is a program that I've been doing for about, I want to say it was like a month after I had Benji that I started the program, because I had started it before, and then once I was pregnant and after Benji was here, like I was just kind of all over the place. But then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the Noom program because I felt like it helped me out a lot. It helped me understand food a lot better. Noom has great lessons and articles that are helping me understand caloric density, like how to eat less dense and to feel more full, and what foods provide the right type of calories for me. There are different reasons why people use the Noom program in order for them to focus on their health journey. And some people use it to lose weight. Some people use it to just be a healthier person. Like me in general, I needed to understand what foods I needed to eat in order for me to have enough energy throughout the day to function, especially with no sleep and a little newborn, and enough calories to consume that were not empty calories. And I noticed that just changing my diet made a big difference in my milk supply. So I do recommend for you guys to check out the Noom program, and it's really cool because I've been using them for a while, and when they reached out to partner with me in today's video, I jumped at the idea of that. I was like, yes, please, I would love to partner with you. So they are sponsoring today's video, and I'm so proud of that because they have helped me along in my journey. Nowadays, with a little baby, I don't have that much time to do a lot of things, and one of them is to cook as much as I used to before. And that's okay, because when I'm looking for a new recipe or something to cook or something to eat, I could easily go in the program, and they have so many different recipes, so many different ideas for like food and like what to eat, and I think that's really, really awesome. So today I'm actually going to be making one of the recipes that I found on the new program, and I'll show you guys what it is. I'm so excited because it looks so delicious, and I don't know why I never thought about making it before, but when it comes to seafood, I don't know how to make seafood very well, so I like that everything is on there for you. What I like about it is that I don't have to worry about like counting calories. Like everything is already there for you. Like it tells you how many calories it is, like the nutrition facts behind it. So I just really love it. If you guys are interested, I highly recommend for you guys to check out the new program. So if you guys are on a health journey and want to be healthier, if you want to lose weight, if you know, have certain dietary restrictions, like anything like that, I highly recommend for you guys to check it out. I will have more information down in the description box below so that you guys can find out more information. In the mornings, the one thing that I have noticed is that eating a lot of oatmeal has helped me too. So in the mornings, I always either make myself an oatmeal smoothie or I'll make myself just like some oatmeal. And I couldn't figure out how to make a good oatmeal. I felt like it was always just so bland and gross. Like I didn't really like it. So I never made myself one until I saw a really good recipe on the new program. See, that's why I love it. Like they have such great ideas, and I saw like a really delicious recipe that didn't include like so much sugar, and it just like fills me up. It makes me feel good. It does give me more energy, and I saved it as like one of my favorite recipes, and now I make it all the time, and you guys have seen it in my vlogs. So that was really delicious. And the oatmeal smoothie, I do have it saved under the highlights on my Instagram. If you guys haven't followed me on that already, I highly recommend it. So I hope that information has helped. I feel like now that he's older, he's more efficient at emptying out the breasts, and I still sometimes struggle thinking that he did not eat enough, but then he has a really big diaper, and then I'm like, okay, like he did eat. But it's just like me subconsciously from, you know, the very beginning when he wasn't eating enough, I always felt like my baby wasn't eating enough. And that was so hard for me, especially with my pediatrician when he told me that I needed to supplement formula. I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing my job as a mom. And like, I just had meltdowns all the time until I increased my supply. And like, I understood things a little bit better. And he's a happy, healthy baby, and we get that all the time from different specialists, because I contacted so many lactation specialists, and I was like, please tell me that I'm doing everything right. Like I'm always so self-conscious about it. FYI, in the middle of the night or early in the morning is when you have the most supply, and that is just like a proven fact. So in the middle of the night when I do his dream feed, I will pump, and I went from pumping 1 ounce to pumping 5-6 ounces. I went from pumping 1 ounce in the middle of the night after I do the dream feed to pumping 5 to 6 ounces, which is crazy, and that is after he feeds. So after he nurses, I will pump that much, and then that'll give me enough for like throughout the day. Like if I need to go run an errand or something, I can, you know, give him what I pumped that night. Now, since I feel like my breast supply is adequate, I guess you would say, now that I feel comfortable with how much I'm producing, I only pump at night. Sometimes I'll do early in the morning, but I'll pump right in the middle of the night at like 2-3 in the morning, and that is when he wakes up, because I'm doing like a drink feed. So he'll nurse for about like 20 minutes, and then we put him back to sleep, and then I will go ahead and pump. And that is when I get like 5 or 6 ounces, and before I used to get only like 1 ounce, and now I get 5 to 6 ounces, which is amazing. It's good. It's not as much as other people, so don't feel discouraged. This is me. This is what's been working. We have a happy, healthy, growing baby, so don't feel discouraged if you don't pump as much as other people, because sometimes I would hear people say like, oh, I pump 20 ounces at night, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I don't have that kind of supply, you know. Good for you, but you know, it is a little discouraging to hear that. But just know that as long as your baby is fed and he's gaining weight, and the pediatrician tells you that everything's going well, that you're doing a good job. And I've been able to build a really good freezer stash. So if I need to run an errand or anything like that, I can give him milk. Or if I feel like he's not satisfied enough with breastfeeding him, then I could quickly just go into my freezer stash, and we can give him more if he needs to, which you know, it just depends. Sometimes you go through a growth spurt. Okay, so that is enough talking. I did a lot of talking. I hope I gave you guys as much information as possible. I hope it was helpful because I know that I was so desperate to find out what was going on. The new program is also great if you're trying to shed the baby weight while still making sure that you're eating all the nutrients that are necessary for a healthy way to lose the weight. So I'm gonna head on downstairs right now and show you guys what my freezer stash looks like. And this is when I was pumping after every single time that Benji nursed, and I accumulated little by little. So I would just keep a bottle in the refrigerator, and then I would pump, and then I would put one of the pumped bottles, which was like an ounce or so, in the fridge, and then once they were both the same temperature, then I went ahead and I combined them. So then eventually I was able to make different pouches for different ounces. So I will try to do like 2 ounces per pouch, and then that is just how I built my freezer stash over time. So let me show you guys what that looks like real quick. This is my freezer stash right here, and this is 3 months worth. And then I have some more upstairs because they didn't all fit down here. Ricardo went to his eye appointment, and I'm going to go to mine later on today. Ricardo's mom is coming over, and she's going to take care of Benji because Ricardo has to get back to work since he does work from home. He works downstairs. And then I finally get a new eye prescription. I've been needing one for years. Like, it's been years since I've gotten my eyes checked. And I desperately need new glasses because the ones that I have are all broken. I have like 5 pairs and they all broke. Like, just from like traveling or putting them somewhere like in the middle of the night. I just put them by like the bed, by the end of the bed, so I can wake up and like pick up Benji if he needs to eat in the middle of the night. I desperately need new glasses. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get some really cute ones. I'm gonna splurge on some good glasses. Yeah, so I hope all that information was helpful. Now I need to do some cleaning.
I've been keeping up with them for a while because we're all trying to get PS5. So we're in the queue, we're waiting, and they let you know like when it starts, okay, stock is live. And then boom, out of nowhere, Anton Line says, I think this is a good time to drop a PS5. And I went, boom, I clicked the link, and I just went straight through, and I went, add to cart, add to cart. And you have to do like the CAPTCHA, like you say, like, oh, point out all the boats. You're like, oh, boat, 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 go. Boat, 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 go. And then you go through.
Uh-huh.
And then you go to your payment. And then I went to my PayPal account and clicked my PayPal.
You did it right this time? You already had to set it up? Okay. Last time you messed up.
What the other thing is though, too, is the headsets are hard to find.
Uh-huh.
So earlier in the day, I bought a headset from them.
Oh.
So I already had processed a transaction.
There's a trick right there.
And boom, here comes, because I've had experience with their transaction, and then I went to the PS5 bundle, I hit add to cart, did all the capture stuff again, and then went to my PayPal, and then the PayPal payment was like going through, and it was doing the circle. I was like, uh-oh, here we go, and it just stopped.
How long have you been looking at this stuff? It has been like a week or so.
Benji was crying like at 5 a.m.
Okay, so you got it.
I got
Dang. It was all about the chase, though.
Email.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about my eye appointment. I'm on my way now. I'm running a little bit late, but that's okay. Are we ready? Are we ready to do the advent calendar?
Are we ready?
Are we ready?
Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Let's go.
Hi, Neil.
Are you ready?
Hi.
December 9.
Baby, December
It
9.
says, the Christmas excitement from your toes to your head. Your next clue is hiding underneath a soft bed. Ooh, bed. Underneath a soft bed. That's so cute.
There's no bed down here. Daddy couldn't fit the bag under there.
Oh, but you put the tissue paper. That's really smart. That's smart. That's smart. A key finder? That's pretty genius. Oh,
Wow, now there's all those key finders. Yeah,
that's
just in
so
case.
good. We need one for the control because that one drives me nuts. Here they are. They are so delicious. I already tried one and oh my goodness, this was so easy and simple to make, and I didn't even know how to make pesto sauce. Now I know how to make it and it is so delicious. I'm gonna make some quinoa to go with this so we can serve it on top of quinoa, but this is delicious. I'm so happy that I tried this recipe. That is all for today. I'll make sure to leave any information about the new program down in the description box below, so make sure to check them out. And a huge shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Muchos besos. Mwah.
It's gonna be you and me decorating the tree from this Christmas song.